I can clearly remember receiving my first pocket knife for my 6th or 7th birthday from my daring dad and my wary mom. It was a Schrade Barlow with 2 blades just the right size for cutting fingers and other stuff. I remember my father teaching me how to carve and my mom applying band-aids to bloody digits. Now kids are going to cut themselves as they learn just like I did, but I didn't care. With my Barlow, I was bulletproof. I could have taken on the world. And my love for cutting tools never really went away. As I got older, I found a girl, and she gave me a Swiss Army champ for my birthday about 20 years ago when we were in high school, and I still have it. I loved that thing, and I carried it every day to school, just like a good citizen. Back then, pocket knives were frowned upon, but not really fussed over. In later high school years, after receiving remarks about the knife on my belt from several uptight teachers, I simply bought a skinnier Swiss Army knife with less tools and plunked it in my pocket. That solved the problem, and I still have that one too. Later, I got married to that girl and we had kids. Then I bought a Leatherman to augment my Swiss Army knives, and she smiled at me and my silly hobby. She's pretty good that way. Now, generally speaking, there are 2 types of multi-tools, a pocket knife based and a pliers based. This video is going to take a look at the pros and cons of each and hopefully help you make a decision which one's right for your application. It's also fun to take a trip down memory lane and remember your first pocket knife. I'll bet it was a defining moment in your boyhood.
Marcabellas? What, my knife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that, like a multi-tool? What does it have on it? Can you tell me?
Well, I'll show you.
Okay.
This knife.
Okay.
And pliers.
Oh, so it folds out into a pliers.
Flashlight.
Okay.
Wait, let me turn around.
Hey, look at that.
Flashlight. Saw. I don't know what that is. This.
So you can get to all your...
Yeah, I can get this, the knife, these, and the pliers.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, real quick here, this is a green Victorinox Swiss Army Classic. It's mostly for personal grooming. When I talk about multi-tools, I'm talking more or less about multi-tools that are usable for things outside the realm of personal grooming. Now this is neat. This got a scissors on it, a small main blade, and then like a nail file and a little screwdriver, and of course the tweezer and toothpick there, and you can put this on your keychain. But when I talk about multi-tools, I'm not talking about tiny little, half-ounce pocket knives that you can put in your pocket for personal grooming. We're more going head-to-head with the usable size tools that have tools on them that you can actually use to get stuff done outside, just grooming your cuticles. These things are neat though. I mean, look at it, it's pretty cool. Stick it in your pocket and neat to carry around.
Well, the truth is that I love the pocket knife based multi-tool mostly because of memories, but I use fixed blade knives and pliers based tools far more. Now there is a place for the pocket knife, no doubt, but the reality is the pliers based tool comes out on top for almost every application.
This is my dad's old Leatherman that he had for probably 15-20 years. I think it's probably the original model. It's got a file in it, and it's got the old school style screwdriver in there, the old style head. It lasted all these years, and he wears it daily. So, yeah, something to be said for the pliers-based multi-tool.
Go.
All right, well, this debate's pretty much already been settled. I mean, the Leatherman came out on top. As far as function goes, a pliers-based multi-tool is going to be better for overall use. It's going to be more versatile because of the bigger pliers, and the more they come out with new and different sizes, the more that's just apparent. But that doesn't mean the Swiss Army knife isn't a good tool. I mean, here it represents probably the smallest Swiss Army knife available, and I've had both of these for probably 15 years. Some of the tools, the toothpick's missing on this one, but This is the smallest one. They call it the Bantam, and it has a blade and multi-function screwdriver, can opener, wire stripper, poker digger, chopper job on the side, and also a tweezers. And then you can go all the way over here to the Swiss Champion, which has just about everything under the sun on it, including a needle, a pen, and it even has a pliers on it as well, albeit a smaller pliers. It isn't as functional as the full-size pliers based multi-tool rather than the pocket knife tool that we're talking about here. So yeah, don't write off the pocket knife, the Swiss Army based pocket, or the pocket knife based Swiss Army knife. It's a really great multi-tool. It's fun because, especially, I mean, there's sizes that range all the way from this guy to this guy, and there's sizes all through in between, and most of the sizes in between are really easy to fit in your pocket, whereas most of the time the size and weight on your average medium to heavy duty size multi-tool is going to preclude you from just putting in your pocket and carrying it around. Most of the time you have to put it on your belt in a holster of some kind or a sheath of some kind. So yeah, don't write off Swiss Army knives. They're a lot of fun. So show me what you got there.
Now this piece.
I'm a lumber person.
Lumberjack. Alright, just be careful.
Okay, I cannot open this.
So what does it say on the side? Camp King?
Yep.
Who made that?
Don't know.
Looks like Schrade. Oh, that's an old one. So it's got a can opener on it?
Yep, and a bottle opener that I can't seem to open.
Okay. And a main blade. Does it have a small blade too?
Nope.
Looks like it has a leather, like an awl on the one side.
Mhm.
Can you open that up?
Don't know.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. What was it called? The Camp King, right?
Mhm.
Was that your dad's?
Yep.
Oh, so that's been around for a while, huh? Like dinosaur times. Alright. First multi-tool, or one of the first ones anyway. Watch your fingers.
When I think of pocket knife multi-tools, right away I go to Swiss Army knives. But there's a bunch out there. Check on the internet and you'll see what I mean. But for this comparison, I use Swiss Army knives because that's what I got. When you go with a pocket knife, you get a comparatively affordable, lightweight, compact tool set that slides right into your pocket. Swiss Army knives offer some tool combination units in the sub $20 range that would cost you a great deal more in a folding pliers. For example, I bought a Swiss Army Tinker and a classic knife combo for 18 bucks off of Amazon.com. Now you'll never get that kind of value in a brand name folding pliers type tool. Plus, there's the cool factory. The history behind the pocket knife tool combined with the fact that I cut my teeth on knife-based tools make the Swiss Army knife a neat treat to own. And finally, they really work. Affordable tool combinations are commonplace in pocket knife tools. Pick a model with a combination that's right for your intended use. A tree saw is generally only available on higher priced folding pliers but can be had on a Swiss Army knife for less than 20 bucks. Almost all come with big and little blades and offer many tools of folding pliers can't, like standalone tweezers, toothpicks, pens, and so forth. Well, a magnifying glass comes in handy for splinters and fire starting under the right conditions. And a little pliers, that you can see it here, can be had for finer grabbing and pliers work. They're not quite as good as a pliers on a folding pliers, but they work okay. And all with a sewing eye rounds out the package. And the tools actually do a pretty good job, as you can see coming up here. I think the tree saw and Swiss Army knives do a really good job for their size. I mean, you can easily see it cut through this sapling right here. And I also cut a vine off at the cabin this last weekend for my kids to swing on. And it does pretty good. Now the Champion model coming up here offers hooks, diggers, jabbers, screwdrivers, a bunch of stuff, along with the ever-present corkscrew that I'm not sure anybody uses anymore. But the size penalty of this model puts it right there with a folding pliers. So you got to decide if you need all that jazz on your pocket knife tool. And there's the Bantam, the smallest of that class size, and there's only a blade and that single tool right there that does a lot. And there's the Champion. You can see that the size penalty is almost right up there with the folding pliers. Well, the folding pliers have been in the game since the 1980s, but only showed up in force in the early 90s, turning the multi-tool industry on its head. The truth is that the full-size pliers is the only significant difference in function, but what a difference! I carry the Leatherman Blast every day to work, and it's put to hard use in the concrete construction industry. My dad carried the original model to work for many, many years, and it still gets the job done. Simply put, the full-size pliers blow away the Swiss Army knife in every aspect. The drawbacks are few, but the Pliers-based multi-tool almost always costs more, it weighs more, and it takes up more space for what it is. Additionally, they seem to be geared more towards industry use rather than hobby carry. Now this of course is a generalization, but it seems the knife-based tool is more of a scout type thing, whereas the folding pliers plays to the tradesman. The truth is, I often carry both, one on my pocket and the other on my belt. Well, I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane thinking about your first pocket knife. This video was fun to make. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and keep them coming.